All rise. Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. The Blount County Legislative, legislative body is now in session. The Honorable Jerome Moon, Chairman, presiding. All persons having business with this honorable commission, draw near, give attention, and you shall be heard. God save the United States of America, the great state of Tennessee, and this great honorable commission. At this time, Boy Scout Troop 285 will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance to the American flag.
Color guard, attention. Color guard, advance. Color guard, halt. Color guard, present the colors. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
2. Color guard, reform. Color guard, advance. Color guard, halt. Color guard, dismiss.
Thank you all. Y'all may be seated. I'd like to welcome everyone to the March 2017 regular session of the Blount County Board of Commissioners. At this time, if you would give your attention to the emergency evacuation procedures.
Before we get started, let me read the emergency evacuation procedures. In the event of an emergency evacuation, an alarm will sound. Everyone should exit the building by way of the nearest stairwell in a safe and effective manner. If the nearest stairwell is blocked by smoke, use the other stairwell. Do not use the elevator. Once you have reached the main floor, follow the exit signs to exit the building and quickly proceed away from the building. Please be mindful of others evacuating and of emergency vehicles.
This time the commission will come to order. Are all members present signed in? Madam Clerk, are you ready to report the attendance for tonight?
Yes, sir. We have 17 present and 4 absent. Commissioners Akard, Kaler, Daly, and Stinnett are absent.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. The Chair will now entertain a motion to set tonight's agenda.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Bowers moves.
Second.
There's a second by Commissioner Carver. Motion's been made and seconded to set tonight's agenda. Discussion? Are the members ready for the question? If you're in favor of setting the agenda as published, vote yes. If you're opposed, vote no.
Mr. Chairman, there are 16 yes votes.
16 yes. The agenda is set as published. The next item is agenda item B, the consent calendar. The Chair will stand for a motion to approve the consent calendar.
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve the consent calendar.
Commissioner Bennett moves. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Lewis seconds. Motion's been made and seconded to approve the consent calendar. Discussion. Are the members ready for the question? If you're in favor of approving the consent calendar, vote yes. If you're opposed, vote no. Has everyone voted?
Mr. Chairman, I am sorry. Commissioner Cole is not here. So there are 16 present. We need to make that correction.
16 present, 5 absent.
Yes.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. The motion has been made and seconded to approve the consent calendar. The question is on the floor. Has everyone voted?
Mr. Chairman, there are 15 yes votes and 1 no vote.
15 yes, 1 no. The consent calendar is approved. The next item of business is agenda item C, public input on items on tonight's agenda. Anyone wish to speak on items on tonight's agenda? Seeing no hands, there's no business under agenda items D or E. The next item of business is F1. The chair will stand for a motion on agenda item F1, Resolution 1703-002, to amend the highway budget by $15,346.13.
So moved.
Commissioner Samples moves. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Lewis seconds. Motion's been made and seconded to adopt Resolution 1703-002. Commissioner Monroe, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have a question concerning this for someone in the Highway Department or HR. It says that there are 14 employees given salary adjustments totaling $15,346. Does that include all the employees that are making more than $50,000?
At this time, if Mr. Hedrick, would you like to fill this, or would you like for the HR director?
Okay, could you repeat the question, please?
Sure. Does the 14 employees given salary adjustments, does that include people that are already making $50,000 or more?
Ms. Morgan?
Okay, give me 1 second here to look at the list. All of the employees in the Highway Department were included in the study, and of the 14 that are getting increases, it does not appear that any of them are making more than $50,000 currently.
Commissioner Monroe?
Okay, thank you. The payroll documents that I've been given over the last 2 years show that the assistant superintendent in 2015 for the calendar year was on a regular annual salary of $72,000, and then the 2016 payroll shows that effective August 25th, that salary jumped to $82,801. Do you know why that jumped so much, and was that included in the Evergreen study?
Commissioner, Ms. Morgan, you're recognized. Does that have to do with the Evergreen study?
No, sir. And I don't have his file in front of me to be able to answer that question.
Commissioner Monroe, you have the floor.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman. It's interesting that the documents that I have show one employee getting about a $9,800 pay raise, and then 14 combined are only getting $15,346. I question why that is, if those numbers that were provided to me are correct. And also, just looking at this comparison, there were no counties used in this comparison. And I don't understand why it's only cities and TDOT, and why they didn't use some counties in this comparison. Do you know why any counties were not used?
Ms. Morgan, you're recognized.
I can only speculate. I can tell you we sent to Evergreen a listing of what's called a target. So we had 21 targets on the list of the people that we asked Evergreen to reach out to collect their information for these similar positions. Of the 21, the 7 that you see in the document are the only ones that responded. We asked 11 counties to respond, and none of them were able to do such. And I can tell you from my experience, just in the short time that I've been here, for counties, it's difficult. That the information is typically not easy to access or put together. Prior to us moving forward with the Courthouse project and having a system, there would have been no way I could have responded to a request such as this. The old system that we had did not even tell me what positions people were in. All I had was a date of service and a salary. So I wouldn't have been able to respond to anything other than just to tell people this is a list of all of our salaries. So it wouldn't have been helpful.
Commissioner Monroe.
Isn't that what we paid Evergreen to do, was to look at that?
Ms. Morgan.
We asked them to reach out to those counties, and they did. I mean, they reached out to those people and then also looked at the market data. They have surveys that they can access, salary surveys from different, just companies that's what they do, that they could access as well. But these were the 21, we gave them 21 targets, and the 7 that you see in your report are the ones that responded.
Commissioner Monroe.
Okay, thank you. Just make note of the fact that there are no counties used in this comparison. Therefore, I don't think that it's quite as accurate as it could be. I'm fairly certain that I could have gotten the payrolls for these counties. And I don't see why we couldn't have looked at county to county, at least a couple of counties. Thank you.
Are the members ready for the question? The pending motion is to adopt Resolution 1703-002. If you're to adopt, vote yes to adopt the resolution, vote no not to adopt the resolution.
Mr. Chairman, there are 14 yes votes and 2 no votes.
14 yes, 2 no. The motion carries. The resolution is adopted. The next item of business is agenda item F2. The chair will stand for a motion on item F2, Resolution 1703-003, to amend the Drug Control Fund by $10,000.
So moved.
Commissioner Carver moves. Commissioner Farmer seconds. Motion's been made and seconded to adopt Resolution 1703-003. Commissioner Monroe, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I was just wondering if the sheriff's office ever had a day where we could come and kind of see what these animals do and meet them.
I'm fairly sure that one of the deputy chiefs, if you would call, they would probably be willing to set an appointment up with you.
It'd be neat to see them. Okay, thank you.
Are the members ready for the question? The motion is to adopt Resolution 1703-003. Vote yes to adopt the resolution. Vote no not to adopt.
Mr. Chairman, there are 16 yes votes.
16 yes, 0 no. Motion carries. The resolution is adopted. The next item of business is agenda item F3. The chair will stand for a motion on item F3, Resolution 1703-004, to amend the general county budget by $138,879 to replace and upgrade jail equipment.
Mr. Chairman, I move we adopt this resolution.
Second.
Commissioner Samples, I believe, I heard him speak.
Second.
Okay, Commissioner Bennett seconds. Motion's been made and seconded to adopt Resolution 1703-004. Discussion. Are the members ready for the question? Vote yes to adopt the resolution. Vote no not to adopt the resolution.
Mr. Chairman, there are 16 yes votes.
16 yes, 0 no. The motion carries. The resolution is adopted. The next item of business is item F4. The chair will stand for a motion on item F4, Resolution 1703-005, to amend the general county budget by $8,670 to appropriate Homeland Security grant funds.
So moved.
Commissioner Carver moves. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner French seconds. Motion's been made and seconded to adopt 1703-005. Discussion. Are the members ready for the question? The motion is to adopt Resolution 1703-005. Vote yes to adopt the resolution. Vote no not to adopt.
Mr. Chairman, there are 14 yes votes and 2 no votes.
14 yes, 2 no. The motion carries. The resolution's adopted. The next item of business is F5. The chair will stand for a motion on item F5, Resolution 1703-006, to amend the general county budget by $7,174.72 for scanners in the Register of Deeds office.
So moved.
Commissioner Samples moves.
Second.
We have a second by Commissioner Carver, seconds. Motion's been made and seconded to adopt Resolution 1703-006. Discussion. Are the members ready for the question? The motion is to adopt 1703-006. Vote yes to adopt the resolution. Vote no not to adopt the resolution.
Mr. Chairman, there are 16 yes votes.
16 yes votes, 0 no. Motion carries. The resolution is adopted. The next item of business is F6. The chair will stand for a motion on item F6, Resolution 1703-012, a resolution of support for County Technical Assistance Service, also known as CTAS.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Lewis moves. Is there a second by Commissioner Carver? Motion's been made and seconded to adopt Resolution 1703-012. Commissioner Monroe, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. If I understand the legislation that this resolution references, it simply adds CTAS to the list of entities that would be evaluated and sunset if they don't go through an evaluation process. I don't see what the problem with having every couple of years having an evaluation of CTAS is. If you look at the objectives in the state law of the evaluation committee, it simply says to review present programs and strategies to determine the quality, efficiency, and success of such programs and strategies in implementation of legislative mandates. I can tell you from a lot of experience in dealing with CTAS and the Institute for Public Service that they've not always given the best quality service. The Institute for Public Service on Twitter recently blocked me, so I started calling them out for it, and surprisingly, right before we go to vote on this, I get unblocked, and they're now following me on Twitter right before this vote. On at least a couple of occasions, I've made calls to CTAS to ask questions, and they've not returned my call, but they've called the chairman and provided the answer to the chairman instead of providing it to me. When I sought information from CTAS as to whether the sheriff had the authority to sign the federal inmate contract, they wouldn't give me an answer, but privately they were telling people certain things about it. I have talked to several people in other counties to see what they think of CTAS, and I can tell you that the treatment of several women throughout Tennessee by CTAS has been deplorable. I had one mayor in another county ask me to get together with her to go to the state legislature so that we could get some real help because CTAS wasn't helping us. I have in recent times had to resort to going to the head of the County Commissioners Association to get answers because CTAS won't provide them. CTAS won't return my phone calls, they won't return my emails, and I've had to talk to Charles Curtis, and he usually gets the answers pretty quickly. So what I have seen is that CTAS plays favorites. They're very cliquey. I don't see what the problem with putting them on an evaluation and a timeline to prove their merit and be examined on a regular basis every couple of years. I don't see what the problem with that is. Therefore, I don't support this resolution. I think that it would be very helpful to the community to have an evaluation process for CTAS on a regular basis. Thank you.
Are the members ready for the question? The motion is to adopt Resolution 1703-012. Vote yes to adopt the resolution. Vote no not to adopt the resolution.
Mr. Chairman, there are 14 yes votes and 2 no votes.
14 yes, 2 no. The motion carries. The resolution is adopted. The next item of business is item F7. The chair will stand for a motion on item F7, Resolution 1703-013, a resolution to appoint a judicial commissioner.
Motion to approve, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Farmer moves. Commissioner Bowers seconds. The motion has been made and seconded to adopt Resolution 1703-013. Discussion. Are the members ready for the question? The motion is to adopt 1703-013. Vote yes to adopt the resolution. Vote no not to adopt.
Mr. Chairman, there are 15 yes votes and 1 no vote.
15 yes, 1 no. The motion carries. The resolution is adopted. The next item of business is F8. The chair will stand for a motion on item F8, Resolution 1703-014, classifying the roads of Blount County, Tennessee, according to TCA 5410-103 et seq.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Samples moves. Is there a second? Commissioner Melton, gentlemen, if you'll, there.
Commissioner Melton.
Motion's been made and seconded to adopt Resolution 1703-014. Discussion. Are the members ready for the question? The motion's to adopt Resolution 1703-014. Vote yes to adopt the resolution. Vote no not to adopt.
Mr. Chairman, there are 16 yes votes.
16 yes, 0 no. The motion carries. The resolution is adopted. The next item of business is F9. The chair will stand for a motion on item F9, Resolution 1703-015, to establish an ad hoc committee to study and create open records policy to comply with Public Chapter 722.
So moved.
Commissioner Carver moves. Is there a second? Commissioner Carter rang in. Motion's been made and seconded to adopt Resolution 1703-015. Commissioner Monroe, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. In general, I think this county overall does a fantastic job of putting the commission packets online. I think that's one of the best things that Blount County government does. And I look forward to this resolution and what this body brings back, because I have had some serious difficulties in obtaining records that I have requested on numerous occasions from multiple departments within the county. So I do hope we can have a policy that will ensure that people get the records that they need in a timely fashion. Thank you.
Are the members ready for the question? The motion is to adopt 17-03-015. Vote yes to adopt the resolution. Vote no not to adopt the resolution.
Mr. Chairman, there are 16 yes votes.
16 yes, 0 no. The motion carries. The resolution is adopted. The next item of business is F10. The chair will stand for a motion on item F10 to set a public hearing for April 11th, 2017 at 6 p.m. Room 430, the Blount County Courthouse, regarding a request for rezoning of property located at 4608 Highway 411 South from R1 Rural District 1 to REC, Rural Arterial Commercial, identified on tax map 089, parcel 105.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Bowers moves. Is there a second? Commissioner Caskey seconds. Motion's been made and seconded to set a public hearing. Are the members ready for the question? The motion to set a public hearing regarding a request for rezoning property located at 4608 Highway 411 South. Vote yes to set the public hearing. Vote no not to set the public hearing.
Mr. Chairman, there are 16 yes votes.
16 yes, 0 no. Motion carries. Public hearing is set. Agenda item G, announcements and statements. Does any member, Commissioner Caskey, you're recognized, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just wanted to say that the HR committee in April will meet on April the 13th at 5 p.m. We had to change that due to a conflict in the schedules. Thank you.
Anyone else? Commissioner Crow, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just wanted to make everybody aware that we are working on getting all the names on the screen where they can be seen.
Thank you, Commissioner Crow. Anyone else? We'll move to agenda item H, public input on items not on the agenda.
I'm Keith Miller from District 4. I wanted to say something about the general issue of transparency that seems to be raising its ugly head on a regular basis. It seems the latest development in this transparency area is the Tennessee General Assembly passing what I would call a Bidding Secrecy Act, Senate Bill 1742. The act just passed in the last session of the Tennessee General Assembly. It reads as follows: proposals, statements, qualifications received by a local government entity in response to a personal service, professional service, consultant service, request for proposals, request for qualifications, solicitation, and related records, including but not limited to evaluations, names of evaluation committee members, and all related memoranda or notes shall not be open for public inspection until the intent to award the contract to a particular respondent is announced. The verbiage I find disturbing is not open to public inspection. This law states, in other words, that the duly elected representatives of the taxpayers should keep their noses out of the processes that their taxes pay for, and that is just not right. At one point in the past, I was in the position of submitting bids on construction. Folks in the office were telling me, don't even bother with bidding for cities or counties because it's always rigged. With the passage of this law, the process those folks were talking about is now legally wrapped in secrecy until the last minute. An example of how this secrecy plays out to the chagrin of the taxpayer is the recent award of the IT contract to an outfit that employs people from India. I, for one, am not comfortable, employs people from India and wanted to bring in more foreign labor. I, for one, am not comfortable with the idea of giving American contracts to companies whose workers are largely non-citizens. That is a globalist concept, and we saw Blount County's commentary on globalism in the recent presidential election. Trump, the nationalist, slaughtered Clinton, the globalist, by capturing a whopping 72% of the Blount County vote. So was there ever a chance for the Blount County nationalists to face off against the Blount County globalists in the matter of awarding the IT contract? No. Why? Because a bureaucrat, not an elected official, submitted it, and not even really for discussion, more like for ratification. The Tennessee Bidding Secrecy Act is bad law and should be repealed. Thank you for your kind attention.
Anyone else? Come forward, sir.
Jim Hinkle, District 10. First of all, I'd like to commend our computer people for the arrangements they have on the screen. We were able to read the names and how they voted tonight. Thank you. In regard to the canine dogs, the 2 kids fishing tournaments I helped put on out in Louisville over the last several years, we had the Sheriff's Department do a demonstration with our canine unit. And I tell you, if you haven't seen one, you should. It's amazing what those dogs will do and how they're trained. And furthermore, in regard to that issue, I think we should put something together to honor the couple who made this generous donation to buy a dog in the form of a proclamation or whatever to honor it. You guys are probably way ahead of me on that, but I think we should do it. Thank you.
Anyone else? Seeing no hands, we'll move to agenda item I. Without objection, this meeting is adjourned. Hearing no objection, so ordered.